At a 2009 EDUCASE conference, Susan Thoren, the Dean of Libraries at Syracuse University, stated that we need to move on to a new concept of what the academic library is. A small collection of printed books no longer supports the type of research required by a 21st century curriculum. In discussing the changes made to the main campus library, she went on to say that by eliminating stacks of underutilized books, they were able to free up their beautiful library space to be used in a new way. This certainly takes me back. You see, 25 years ago, I was pursuing my master's degree in computer science at Syracuse University. I was commuting an hour and a half to the campus 3 days a week. My days on campus were long. When I was not in class or in the computer center, I spent time in the library. And yes, it was a beautiful library. I have fond memories of working with friends inside and even having lunch just outside on nice days. Times certainly have changed. In those days, students did not have laptops, cell phones, or tablets. I don't recall there being computers in the library except for the purpose of locating materials. Computers for student use were located in another building across campus. I only knew about mobile phones from movies. The technology that existed at that time certainly looked and functioned much differently than it does today. Today, technology that is both personal and portable is common and is becoming increasingly more so each passing year. Many students have their own laptops or tablets, and even more have smartphones and cell phones. As times change and technology evolves, we as educators need to question which knowledge and skills continue to be important and which have become obsolete. We also need to consider which teaching and learning models are still viable and which need to be altered. For example, library card catalogs have given way to online catalogs with more detailed search options. There's debate in many schools about the continued teaching of cursive writing now that students need to type. There is also debate about the role of libraries in education. Should we still hold on to the traditional role and model of the brick-and-mortar library, or has the time come for libraries to evolve into something new? Certainly, there are scenarios where it can be argued that a virtual library is necessary, such as to accompany and support virtual courses. There are many who would also argue that brick-and-mortar libraries are an essential component to brick-and-mortar learning. Having read information in support of both positions, I have come to the conclusion that brick-and-mortar libraries still play an important role in student learning. However, the model of what these centers of learning look like and what function they serve does need to be reimagined and reinvented to meet the needs of our 21st century students. Doug Johnson suggests 3 ways that libraries can and should adapt to the digital age. First, they need to become social learning spaces where students can meet, collaborate, and share learning. This might look like different types of spaces for different purposes and different size groups, or it might be a space that allows for a flexible arrangement of furniture as needed. It should consist of comfortable furniture and be aesthetically pleasing. Second, Johnson says that libraries need to be multimedia production and presentation spaces. He points out that technology needs to be an integral part of the library. There needs to be adequate Wi-Fi, electrical outlets in convenient places, and tables and lighting that are appropriate for technology use. There also needs to be school-owned technology such as computers or laptops available for student use. In addition, the library needs to support learning, creating, and sharing in groups. According to school librarian and writer Joyce Valenza, we need to stop thinking of the library as a grocery store, a place to get stuff, and start thinking of it as a kitchen, a place to make stuff. Third, Johnson suggests that libraries need to be teaching spaces. As time goes on, the library's resources and tools are changing from print to electronic. However, librarians continue to have an important role in helping patrons to effectively locate and use information. This role, however, has shifted from one with an emphasis on helping students find and organize information to one in which librarians are teaching students skills such as evaluating the vast amount of information available for both reliability and usefulness. I believe that brick-and-mortar libraries still have a vital place in our schools. By reworking them to meet the needs of our 21st century students, they can continue to be fantastic places for learning and collaborating, and can help our students to develop the media literacy skills that they will need throughout their lives.
Created using Powtoon.